All right, come on in, come on in. Take a seat on the couch, but while you're on your way to the couch, you can stop on in the kitchen. We have some hot tea and hot cocoa. We got snacks laid out. And yes, we got the good ones this time. We got some pallets on the floor. We got a blanket, tent, some pillows, a bean bag, couple folding chairs. So make yourself comfortable. If you are here tonight, welcome to our family. Consider yourself our honorary cousin. I see our cousin Yolanda in the chatments. Hey, cuz. Now, before I introduce myself, I want to see who all is up in here with us tonight. So drop in the chatments how you're doing on a scale of 1 to 10 and where you traveled from to join us on this here couch tonight. Again, tell me in the chatments on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being absolutely terrible, as my granny used to say, and 10 being heaven must be like this. We want to see who all is stopping by. I see we have a cousin from Maryland. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about why we gathered here tonight. Tina Mo, you can stop the music. Thank you so much. Maestro Tina Mo. Maestro Tina Mo. All right. So, welcome back to Two Cousins, One Couch. We have made it to episode 5, and I'm glad to see Yolanda is at an 8. I love that. I love that so much. My name is Gose. I am the oldest grandchild and granddaughter. On my little limb of the family tree, I'm also a niece, big sister, cousin, and auntie. And I moved through this world highly protected and deeply connected. I currently live in Chicago, Illinois, but I am visiting family in Kentucky right now. So I'm in the South, snowed in. They've shut down all the schools down here, but if I was at home, nobody would care. So it is nice to kind of be tucked away. I'm also the Black Love Permissionist, an intrapersonal and interpersonal relationship advocate. I'm a certified feminine empowerment and life coach, trauma educator, group facilitator, cultural conversationalist, a multi-dimensional creatress, and if you ask me, I'm an all-around dope ass individual. As always, my cousin Tina Mo for show will be joining me on this here couch. She was in the backyard prepping the rooms in case some of y'all need to spend the night, in case some of y'all get snowed in with us. So I'm gonna let her tell you about herself because she can definitely show you better than I can tell you. Tina Mo?
So glad that you all have decided to step in. I am, in fact, Tina Mo, also known, according to my YouTube page, as Tina Mo Fo Show. Uh, I come to the space as the oldest granddaughter, the oldest daughter. Um, and with that, I am also an inspector by trade. Um, and while it may seem a little strange that I would name everything else first, I am indeed a follower of Jesus Christ, a believer of Scripture, um, uh, the whole role, not just the Old Testament, not just the New Testament, but the whole role. Um, I also am a lover of things um, as it pertains to family, as it pertains to friendship, as it pertains to just being who I am in this world unapologetically. And um, along with, I think I said already, I'm an inspector by trade and a truck driver. And so, with that being said, I am just here to fill in the space of big cousin because I am the eldest of the two of us. Um, we ain't gonna say no ages, but I'm older. But so glad to just be here to share the space with you, cuz. How you doing?
Thank you for asking. I'm doing okay. I got a little, I don't know if I got some allergies or something. I've been a little sneezy and runny nose, but other than that, I'll say I'm doing pretty good. How about you? You got some gratitude for me, cuz?
Most certainly have some. I have a little gratitude.
Okay.
I am grateful for rest.
Mm,
I had a little couple of sniffles last night and a little cough or whatever because I have a tendency to go outside or do things or get something out the car or something like that. And then when I come in, I'm like, oh, what is this little sniffling and stuff happening? So I took
okay.
me a sinus pill because I don't believe in keeping the post nasal drip and having all my throat toe up before the day. So I decided to take one, and when I did, I had some of the deepest rest that I had not had in quite some time. And so one thing I
Mm,
can say was I didn't expect it, but I most certainly am grateful that I did get it.
mm. That is something to be grateful for. I know I'm over here drinking my elderberry tea with honey and lime. So, we both are doing the things we need to do. You got any church announcements for me, cousin?
um, I have to think about it. I don't think I have many church announcements. I know I'm in preparation for laying the rest my youngest nephew coming up,
Mm,
and so I'm in the reels of those emotions and as they
hmm
come, and the whole thing of what do I need to do as far as preparing those of whom I take care of. And am responsible for, and then the whole thing of not really wanting to be involved, but at the same time trying to be involved as involved as possible without it,
hmm
creating too much of a emotional dynamic within myself. And so I just been navigating the space as best as I can. It has not been easy, but it is something that I find myself trying to um, be participatory in allowing myself to feel, allowing myself to
mm.
experience the things I experience, and without running from it, you know.
Whew, yeah, I actually do know. I do
Hmm.
know. I think I would meet your church announcements with some. I know last time we were on here, I was talking about how my friend Kimon had passed away,
Hmm.
and yesterday was his memorial service, and it was
Hmm.
in Chicago. But I heard they sent him home the right way with the African drums and the dancers,
Mm.
and yeah, they took it all the way in for my boy, and I was so glad to hear that because he just brought so much life to everyone everywhere he went.
Hmm.
And so, I'm right here with you because like it's been an interesting like past decade with when it comes
Hmm.
to loss and when it comes to grief, especially some of the most important men,
Hmm.
in my life have gone, and man, that just does not get any easier.
Hmm.
Whew. I
Yes,
um
indeed.
I will end with my gratitude, right? Because I'm
Hmm.
always trying to I'm
I
always
know
trying
that's
to end
right.
on a lighter note
Yes, yes,
for my own mental health and well-being. I
yes.
have some good news, and
Hmm.
I'm going to share it on here.
Okay.
I My cousin already knows this, y'all, but I have been working to scale my business and um, going from focusing on one-on-one clients and groups and families and couples to pitching to organizations. And
Hmm.
so I just secured my first retreat with the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, and I'm going to be doing a restorative circle with them. And I'm very excited about that. So
Yes,
this
yes.
is my first gig since I have been moving to scale my business, and really expand. So I thought I'd share that with y'all. Thank y'all for the congrats and for the condolences. Much
Yes, indeed.
appreciation. We
Yes,
take
indeed.
all of that, right?
I know, right?
Man, the tears and the gratitude. We are just grateful for the whole experience.
Yes, yes, indeed.
So tonight
Um,
we are going to talk about the pivot, and I want Tina, because this one came from Tina. Sometimes the ideas come from me, sometimes we just be talking, then it comes. But Tina, tell us what led you to want to discuss the pivot on this beautiful Sunday night.
um, I had a moment in talking to you not long ago about how we make it to spaces in our lives where we could be going fast in one direction.
Mm.
Um, and then all of a sudden we have a hard pause.
Okay.
I'm so silly. But we,
But we do though.
we do. And so and so when it comes to that hard pause, I have had a moment where when we were talking about it where I saw a basketball court while we were talking.
Mm,
And what ended up happening was I could see the fans, I could see the referee, I could see the opposing team. Um, I could see so many people that were in the space. Um, the cheerleaders, I could see both goals from whence you had come from, coming across half court and getting to a space where, I'm ready to make my shot. I've traveled this far, with my ball, and I'm ready to make that 3 point. I'm ready to make that two, this is not a moment for free throws. Ain't nothing free, but, I'm
mm,
in the motion of trying to score. And
mm,
when I saw that, it came really fast, first of all, because, we're talking while I have this glimpse of this vision. And
mm,
I'm like, wow, and it immediately reminded me or made me think of the pivot.
mm,
And one of the things about pivoting is you get to a space where you can no longer move forward, but you
mm,
can't go back to where you came from either. And I thought about that as it pertains to what we experience, um, as it pertains to life. Um, who are the people in the stands? Who
mm,
is the referee? Who is the opposing team? Who are we in
mm,
that moment? And what are we trying to do? What goals are we trying to accomplish? With the ball
mm.
in our hand or the thing that we're trying to use to score with. It also caused me to think about there's so many folks piling up in this chat.
I know. Let's
Um
stop and holler at them real quick.
I know that's right.
Look at all
um
these cousins up in here. Are we
yes,
all gonna
our
be offended? Let me
honorary
turn the
cousin.
heat down a little bit.
I know, right? Want to send shouts out to Dusky Acrobat. Appreciate you for being here. Consider yourself an
That's
honorary
right.
cousin.
Come on in,
Um,
cuz.
yeah. K Money. So glad that you made it to the space. Welcome. And we'd like to acknowledge you as an honorary cousin as well.
Hey,
Lashana,
cuz.
so glad to see you as well. Making it to the space. Welcome. And
Mm-hmm,
we'd like to say hello, honorary cousin.
mm-hmm.
Simply Sunshine Moments. So glad that you made it to the space. Welcome. And we'd like to acknowledge you as our honorary cousin as well.
Hey, hey,
I didn't
hey.
skip her. It's just she was first. And those who did not see the 1100 uh, 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 comments that she made as soon as she came in, Brit Family Fun, as we affectionately know as Lady Yo, so glad to acknowledge you as one of our
Yo,
honorary
baby, yo,
cousin.
baby, yo.
Yo, baby, yo. Also, see, elevate me to you, me two times. So glad to see you.
Mm,
Welcome to the space. And we would like to acknowledge you as one of our honorary cousins.
that's right. That's right. Well,
Just Danielle
uh,
365.
uh,
So glad that we see you in the space tonight. Y'all, that's my YouTube pastor. But she
come
also
on, you two,
serves
Pastor.
as my honorary cousin tonight in the space.
Yes.
Welcome here. So glad to see you in this space. Who else we got here? I know I saw a couple of more people. Wanda Blake. So
That
glad
is
that you
my
decided.
spiritual mother. So
Wow.
y'all roll out the red carpet. My spiritual mother is coming in here from Cali. She is a chef. She is a priest. She is a beautiful soul, and she is my honorary cousin. So y'all welcome Wanda Blake up in here too.
Hey, honorary cousin. Boy, we got everybody in the house tonight.
I'm telling you, I'm glad I brought extra snacks tonight. And I laid out some extra pillows and we got some folding chairs. So we're gonna be good. We good.
I see. We not only have our female cousins, but we got our male cousins in the space too. The
Yes.
president of the YouTube space,
Let's go.
Stash Cash of YouTube. So glad that you decided to come in tonight. Welcome, my honorary cousin, into the space.
Welcome. Hey, cuz.
Who else do we have here? Abide Studio. So glad to see you coming into the space. Welcome. And want to acknowledge you as our honorary cousin as well.
Hmm.
I think that's all that we have in the space tonight. I don't think I
Did we
skipped
get
anybody.
elevate? Did we say what's up to elevate? Or did I miss
That's
that
me
part?
two times. Yes, elevate me to you. That's not elevated. That's elevated. Yeah.
Oh,
That's no.
okay. Show
That's
me how to do
lady
it.
me two times. That's who that is.
We got a cousin in here from Zimbabwe? Like I
Yes,
know we got people from Maryland. I know we got Oakland, California.
I'm trying to think. That's who I first saw come in here. Dusky acrobat. Zimbabwe Henny.
Mm, 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 mm.
All right. It's another one of our honorary cousins making it to the space. And so, yeah. And then I just now K Money. Now I know that I said something about we got our male cousins in the space, and I didn't say anything about you. But I just wanted you to know that we are acknowledge your male presence as our
That's
male
right.
cousin in the space.
That's
So don't
right.
think I skipped you just because I said your name, but didn't recognize the fact
Yes.
you're one of our male cousins. So glad that
And,
you came in as
and I want to
well.
say to the men, we need y'all in the family as much as y'all need us. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yeah, cause who gonna put up the decorations? I can't reach up there. I need a long, strong arm. Hello.
Bye. I'm going to hang up now. Thank you all for coming. I'm out. I'm going to bed. Okay, as you were
Uh,
saying, though, cuz.
now, I have not seen this name before, but it says Joe. I'm gonna leave off the last because I don't know how to pronounce
Oh,
that
that's
yet.
Joe. No, you know Joe. This
Oh,
is
that's
Joe
Joe.
who
Wow,
does my
she
show
made it to the
relationships and
space.
shit with me from Texas.
Yes. Hey, Joe. So good to see you. Well, I'd
Now
like to
see?
welcome you into the space as
Ah,
our honorary
ah,
cousin.
ah.
Welcome.
That's my sister. You know what I mean? She could be our honorary cousin, but that's my sister Joe.
I know, right? I mean, your sister's still my cousin.
That's right. Period.
Exactly. Whew. Boy, when I tell you, now I'm nervous. I need to pull out.
You nervous pervers.
I know, right? I need to pull out my napkin, my preacher napkin.
Be up there sweating.
Yeah, up here sweating. Oh, look at it. She says sister cousin.
She
Yes.
said she our sister cousin. That's right. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. I'm okay, Danielle. Danielle gonna get put in the timeout. Don't be repeating that foolishness out of Tina mouth.
Mm. Oh, that
Soon as
tickled
they
me. My goodness. He said, unknownian. When a
when a
black woman
black
speaks,
woman
I sit and
speaks,
listen. Okay, then.
I shaded
All right.
that. We respect that.
I definitely respect it. So glad that you came into the space, honorary cousin, unknown. So glad that you came in, and we get to have a white cousin today, y'all. Hey,
Okay, come on through. Daniel,
going
oh my
across the diaspora. Display in this piece.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
look,
So
my
back to the
adjectives is
pivot,
pulling up.
because
Talking about I got extra towels. Appreciate that.
I mean, you know what?
Don't
See,
listen
this
to that.
show.
Don't listen. This okay, Danielle. It's
See,
okay. People come over
I'm the
to
young cousin. I might be too young for the conversations y'all be trying to have with Tina being so much my senior, so much my senior,
I
super
can't deal.
senior.
I can't deal. Oh, wait. He said no, me Chinese. Okay, all right.
Come on
I'm gonna
in.
let you come on in then.
Come on in, cuz.
Nisa Boo, so glad to see you. Want to acknowledge you as our honorary cousin. Welcome to the space tonight.
Yep, yep. And if you are coming in, we got snacks in the kitchen. Grab a little pallet on the floor. The couch then got filled up, but we got chairs. We got some beds in the back. Make yourself at home. And also, if you're just coming in, let us know where you are visiting us from on this here couch. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how you doing? 1 being the worst, 10 being obviously the best. Okay,
Yes,
Tina
indeed.
Mo.
Well, back to what I was saying about the pivot. Um, how the thing that I was seeing as it pertains to the basketball court was just how we're in this. I don't like to necessarily call the game called life, but life
Mm,
feels like a game a lot of times because you have so many opposing forces as you're trying to traverse through life, and you're trying to set your goals, make your goals, meet your goal, which is to win, to be successful.
mm.
But sometimes we have to take a pause to assess where we are, who we are. Just want to pause a moment. Miri, so glad to see you. We want to acknowledge you as one of our honorary cousins in the space. So glad
Mhm.
that you decided to hang out with us tonight. Greetings to you as well. Oh, your spiritual mother said, "Hey, I just figured out how to comment. Hey, cousin."
She's okay. She's here.
Yes. But yes, that's the thing about as it pertains to the pivot. Um, when you look at life like a game, like the game of basketball, you have your coaches. First and foremost, you have your coaches. Your coaches know you in a intimate way, meaning they know what your skill set is. They have the idea of who you are as a person. They know what inspires you. They are also aware of the things that you're good at, as
Mm,
well as the things that you're bad with. You're bad at.
mm,
And so sometimes our coaches can be, and of course I want to put this into, I want to give you all an understanding of where I'm coming from as it pertains to family, because this is a show
mm,
that we discuss family. And so you may ask the
mhm,
question, who are the coaches in your life? Who are the ones that can see you as you are and say, okay, you're good in this area, you are
mhm,
totally horrible in that area, but I can still use you, or I can still
mhm,
see you in this place, but you may have to adjust how you move in life. Those are the people who we see as mothers, who we see as
mhm.
fathers. And I got to make a pause right there because my neck bone has entered into the Chapmans. Elevated chills. We just want to, that sound crazy,
Elevated
acknowledge
chills.
you as my honorary cousin, but it's just honorary. That mean it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no
Oh,
papers, ain't no blood, but our honorary cousin tonight
okay,
into this
welcome,
space.
cuz. Welcome.
Welcome. So glad to see you decided to come in and hang out with us tonight. And so back to what I was saying, as it pertains to um who do you see your coaches as in your life? You may
Mhm,
have a mother, you may have a father, you may have an uncle, you may have those in your family may be older cousins. It's someone that you've done life with that you see more so like a mentor or someone that you would glean wisdom from. And not
Mm-hmm.
only is the space about those of which you've come from as it pertains to bloodline, but also those who have come into your life to help you. And to be with you, standing in the gap for those that you didn't have, because some of us weren't raised with our fathers. Some of us weren't
Mm.
raised with our mothers. Some of us didn't have those types of dynamics that we were able to glean from, because I have several uncles, but I have not learned a whole lot from any of them.
Mm.
I know about them, but just having that close relationship with them where I can't say
Mm.
that, oh, my uncle taught me how to change the tire. I got that from my grandfather, but I didn't get it from my uncles, or
Mm.
how to
Mm-hmm.
change the oil. I might can have a discussion with them about changing the oil, but it's not something that I necessarily got from them. Matter of fact, I learned from who they learned from, which was my grandfather, which was their, fathers. Um, I mean, all of their father. And so I think about that as it pertains to who you have in your life that maybe you didn't have the bloodline, but you have the prescription of this is who I'm taking on as my father or as my mother, or as you said a moment ago, some kind of spiritual guide of some sort. And so,
Mm-hmm.
or it could be a pastor that you look at in that regard, or minister of some sort. And so I think about that as it pertains to who do you call family? Who do you have in your life that can actually speak from the place or the vantage point of I've seen further than you.
Mm.
I could see down the road better than you can from your vantage point because while you are playing your own game and you have your own life, I still am able to see that the way that you're moving is not right and you need to make an adjustment, or the way that you're moving is going to get you trapped. This is how you get out of that trap. Who do you call? Or who do
Yeah.
you see in your life that you could call on that could say, hey, I'm having a problem. I have an issue. I need your wisdom. I need your
Yes.
knowledge. I need your understanding.
Someone who can see your blind spots but won't judge you for them.
Exactly, because that's the biggest
Mm-hmm.
thing. Not judge you for them,
Mm.
because our coaches in our lives understand that, like I said, they understand your strengths and they understand your weaknesses, you know. And so it's not just a thing of, oh, you just so wonderful, and all this, that, and the other. You'll figure it out. It's like, no, no, I saw when you messed up last time. But this is how you work around it. This is how we work through those problems or those issues that have not resolved yet, so you can keep going or so you can make the adjustments that you need when you find yourself in a pivot. Um, and I'm gonna get to that pivot in just a moment. But I want to ask the
Mm-hmm.
chat: who do you have in your life that you consider a coach, or that father figure, or that mother figure, or whoever that is able to see you as you are, that are able, to speak into your life now? By Studio said, unfortunately, my coach and my backup coach have not passed away, but another season of growth happened because I didn't have them as crutches.
Ooh, she was getting coached straight from the source. Ooh,
Ooh,
been there. Been
I was
there.
not expecting that, but that's a cold one right there,
That's
as
that
it pertains
accelerated
to
growth plan for real. Whew.
yes. I mean, and that's
Growth
the
through
thing.
grief.
Yeah.
My
Ooh,
goodness.
yes, yes. There is major growth that comes through grief. Especially if the one you're grieving was the place of which you were using those crutches. Um, and sometimes we could cause our mothers and fathers and things and people that we have in our lives, um, as those elders, so to speak.
Mm.
We can use them as crutches sometimes because that's who we fall back on when things go awry. Those are the ones that we fall back on when we don't understand something. Those are the ones that we fall
Mm.
back on when we know that they got an answer. And if they don't have an answer, they can point you to where you can get some answers. And so what happens when they are no longer there? Um,
Yeah. Yep.
then you have to learn to utilize the things they had already told you, already taught you, because they always had the faith that you could make it, that you would be able to stand. But while they were there, they were giving you as much as they could give you in order for you
Mm,
to be able to continue past them.
mm. Reading Joe says that resonates. My male
Hmm.
coach slash guide passed away 5 years ago.
Hmm.
Whoo, can we just honor the coaches that have came and went, the coaches that did what they were supposed to do and got called
Yes.
on home? Like seriously, I if anybody can relate to that, that's the last like 8, 9, 10 years of my life. It was just
Hmm.
back to back losing the pillars in my life. Whew.
Hmm. Joe said he believed in me like no one else.
Yes.
Yes, and it's so good to be able to say that I had someone that believed in me.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Mm-hmm.
someone that was able to pour into my life in a way that I
Yes.
still remember them because of the deposit,
Yes.
because of what they taught me. I hold on to those things, and it helps me to see through, some of the hardship. Now, while I may
Mm-hmm.
not be able
Mm-hmm.
to pick up that phone and call, or maybe not be able to drive up and chit chat or what have you, I still have the conversations in mind.
Yep.
I still
Yep.
have the moments of them showing me things, whether that was through their own lifestyles, through the things that they said verbally,
Mm-hmm.
their disposition, their countenance, how they carried themselves, all those things that you learn and you glean from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. And I hold that close. I know you do. Blessings to the coaches that are no longer here. Yes. I
Yes.
had none. Now that's interesting. That is
Ooh,
very
accelerated
interesting.
plan.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Mm. I'm so glad you are here.
Yes. Yes. Glad you hear me 2 times. Glad you're
Mm-hmm.
here. In spite of. Um, that is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of power in this room.
Yes, yes, that
It's a
is
lot of
indeed.
power in this room.
Wow. Now check this out. Uh, Miss Wanda said my coaches have come from a generation after me. That includes Joe and Goze.
Wow. And she's my spiritual mother.
Hmm.
Whew.
And let me tell you something now. It's some people that um I most certainly understand and count as coaches in my life today that I know are younger
Mm.
than me. Now I'm
Mm-hmm.
still blessed to still have my mother. She still lives.
Yep.
She probably watching, knowing her, but
Hey,
I
cuz.
still have her. I know, right? Hey, ma. But it's one of those things that I think about where what happens when we have our own preset idea of what we think coaching, where that coaching is supposed to come from.
Mm.
Because sometimes we can miss out on what is for you when you already have in your mind, well, it got to come from this particular person, where it got to
Mm.
come from that particular person. I don't want nobody that ain't older than me telling me nothing because they ain't been nowhere. They ain't did this or they ain't did that.
Mm.
When in fact, it's like, but when it comes to wisdom, wisdom is already aged. Wisdom already, when you get it, it was already here. When we get here, it was already here. So when
Okay.
you receive it, it already within itself is aged and has been proven. It's just about the individual receiving it and having the
Mm.
the capacity, the wherewithal to be able to pour it into you. And with that
Mm.
exchange, it doesn't matter who it is. If you 10, if you 100, if you've been giving, if you have received that
I'm
wisdom.
telling you. Whoo.
You,
I always say everybody's my teacher. My little
hmm
5-year-old cousin is my teacher. Like
hmm
everybody is my teacher.
Whew. Joe said, Gose is a guide to me when I need to be actionable after feeling disenfranchised or mistreated.
Wow. Thank you.
I was- Y'all wonderful in this chat. Yeah,
Asha.
ever so wonderful. And that's the thing though about being able to have um the agency of building your own community.
Mm.
Um Sometimes it's the thing of being able to be in a space where you can receive from your community
Mm-hmm.
rather than just hoping that somebody from your bloodline or from family members and things of that nature to pour into you, because I'm like, what happens if they're removed? You
Yeah.
didn't get the opportunity to get from them what you wanted to. That doesn't mean that that wisdom is not there for you. You just have to
Yes.
tap into a
Yes.
different resource for that wisdom.
And I think you have a good point, right? And you're
Hmm.
tapping into a different resource, and you're also in that. It's something about being coachable.
Hmm.
And like you said, you know, sometimes we have it in our minds who's supposed to be coaching us. And
Hmm.
then when the coaching comes, the coaching that is for us comes, but it's packaged a little bit differently than how we thought it should be packaged. Sometimes we're not receptive to that coaching, the coaching that we need. So there is something about being coachable, being approachable.
Hmm. Yes. I have had to learn how to be coachable though.
Mm.
Because I would be so stuck on, I know what I'm doing. That was my thing. I know what I'm doing. I got this. I did it before, I could do it again. I just had all of that going on where I just wasn't listening to anybody. And of course, I paid dearly for that.
Mm.
um, and that's the thing about not listening to those that have been placed into your life, that can pour into you that wisdom and that understanding, and with that uh, wisdom and understanding, also understanding who you are,
Yes.
because it's a blessing to be known,
Mhm.
and it can
Mhm.
be rare. It can be a rarity for people to actually know you. There are certain things that, and I say this as it pertains to um, I say this as it pertains to, we have people that we see as our peers. And it's not that we cannot learn from them so much as we are co-workers, colleagues, we're teammates. And by and large, that doesn't mean that either one of us can't take the lead at any given moment, but it's the
Yeah.
thing of there's a leveling out as it pertains to not necessarily hierarchy, but just the level of how far that wisdom goes or how
Yeah.
far that knowledge goes. Because we're all in the same um, kind of factor. It kind of plateaus out when it comes to your colleagues. But when it comes to your
Yeah.
coach, it's different. Um, there are things that your coach may know about you that your teammate may not. Now, on the flip of that, sometimes we can be closer to, or we can feel closer to our teammates than we
Mm.
do our coaches, just because of the
Mm.
camaraderie. You know,
Mhm.
it's like my best friend know me better than anybody. Blah blah blah, and I'm like, that might be the case, but can they see you in all of your all of your forms? Did they see you at infancy? You know, and when I say infancy, I'm not talking about when you literally had a baby bottle and
Yeah.
a pacifier, but in the infancy of who you were becoming. Did they see
Yeah.
that? Can they speak to that? Can they see
Yeah.
who you were, see who you are, and still see where you're going?
Mhm.
Because your friend just know things from your perspective, but your coach knows things from the vantage point, again, that is beyond you. And so there's a big difference between those dynamics a lot of times. Now that doesn't mean that you can have people that are in your life that are like coaches and teammates, because
I'm
when you can
telling
get
you.
both of those, because I'm not dismissing them at all,
I
not
know you're
none
not.
whatsoever.
Cause to do
It's
that, you'd be dismissing you. I'm gonna tell y'all.
exactly.
Like I know I was cracking jokes talking about Tina being my elder cousin. Um, in real life, Tina's like 6 months older than me,
Hmm.
and uh, the only reason I'm even doing any kind of YouTube content or even going live more is because Tina told me to. Simple as that. I tend to write. I love to write. Tina started kind of pushing me to do more videos, to be more visible. And I mean, that wasn't even what I was trying to be on at all. So I'm constantly getting coached by my cousin, constantly. We'll be talking about one thing, and she'll be like, "Yeah, but have you considered doing this?" No, and then I'll go do it.
Ooh, now I got to pause on this one because Abide Studio has been shooting the gems all night.
Yep, yep.
Teammate is in the game, can only see from the position they are in on the court. Coach can see the entire court
No, I liked how
and
you said it the
knows.
first time.
And knows what you're capable of, when
We're
to
to
push
push.
you, etc.
Yeah,
Yes, yes. When I tell you, that's why I said about the vantage point, having the vantage point of a coach is different from that which are
yep,
your teammates because they're able to see further than you can.
yeah,
They see your pitfall and they also see your way out. They
yep.
see your help and they see your hindrance. Oh God, Jesus.
Yeah, and they have a more objective view of what's going on, which is what you were touching on earlier.
Yes, because it's not the thing of you shouldn't have got caught over there. You shouldn't have been stuck over there. I told you to go such and such a way last time. You didn't learn your
Hmm.
lesson. That's why you got stuck over there. That's not what the coach does. The coach tries to talk you out of the trap that you're in. Whether that
Hmm.
means they get outside help to come help you to come into where you are because you're stuck,
Yep,
or they get you to tune in, to focus, to see your way out, to see where your help is. They get you to calm down so you can respond to what's going on around you instead of what's going on in front of you.
yep.
I want to take a moment to pause. I've been talking quite a while, but take a moment to pause because I see Calamity Jane has stepped in. Wanted to welcome you as our honorary cousin. So glad that you
Hey,
decided to hang
cuz.
out with us. Yes, find your advisors and helpers. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Krishna Creation, so glad that you came hang out with us tonight. Want to acknowledge you as our honorary cousin as well. Thank you
Hmm.
for sharing the space with us tonight. I think that was all that I saw that came in. And if I haven't, just say something else and then I get to you. You know how I do. You all know me. Abaya Studio say, and a good qualified coach has played the
Yes,
game before, so they have experience too.
yep.
A good coach can build a team around you that complement
Yes.
each other too. Oh,
Compliment.
let me find out you was
That
in
is
the
the word
NBA.
of the day.
I know, right?
Oh,
Liz, see you in the house. Want to acknowledge you as one of our honorary cousins. Appreciate you for coming into the
because
space and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you.
love it, love it.
Yes. But what do you think about those coaches in your life? What are your thoughts?
I was just thinking while you were talking about how coaches oftentimes can help us see options.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, when you're in the game, like you said, you have your certain vantage point. You see what's in front of you. You're trying to watch your back, but that's why you have the team, right? Because you can't see
Mm-hmm.
everything at
Right.
all times.
Mm-hmm.
But and I wasn't a hooper, so when I think about it, I'm thinking about it from the sports I played. I played volleyball, I played softball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when playing softball, the coaches are usually kind of posted by the bases. You usually have a coach around third base
Mm-hmm.
yelling at you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would think about how often you'd be paying attention to one thing, and then the coach would be kind of like getting your attention, like you're finna steal the space, or you see them doing that. This is when you run. Uh, so I'm thinking of how coaches use their very specific vantage point and expertise, as the Bible's talking about,
Mm-hmm.
um, to help you open up your eyes and see more options available to you. I know sometimes for me, especially when I get my ass on my shoulders, as my mama used to say,
Mhm.
I can, I could just be kind of stuck in what I'm feeling in the moment and what I'm thinking about what I'm feeling in the moment. And then it's like, I think, even yesterday I was having a moment. I'm talking to you. You said, well, cuz, have you considered uh, looking at this from a different standpoint? No, I have not. Okay, well, would you? No, I don't. I don't want to. Right. And that's how I can be. That inner
Mhm.
child mind can get very loud.
Mhm.
And I noticed that, the times in my life when I've had a good coach, they are able to see the alternatives and the options that I cannot see. And
Mhm.
in the times when I'm the most coachable, it's like my creativity allows me to see what they see. Because I always think of
Mhm.
like, I look at relationships as a mirror. Every relationship we have is a mirror to us.
Mhm.
And when I choose to be receptive, as you were talking about earlier, I get
Mhm.
to see a clearer reflection of myself. And
Mhm.
so when I have a coach that's reflecting back options to me, and I'm clear when I'm looking at them, now, poof, I got this magical sight that I did not have before. And even thinking about, I mean, having my spiritual mother in here tonight, man, I'm just thinking about all the times when she's opened up my mind to things that I just wasn't thinking about at the time. So that's
Mhm.
what's really coming up for me at this point. And I remember playing sports and getting cussed out by the coach, getting those firm talkings too, because like you said, they're seeing your growth. They know your skill sets. They know what you need to work on, and oftentimes, you know, I think a good coach is not always going to be nice. Oftentimes, the best coaches aren't nice at all, right?
Mhm.
Because they
Mhm.
are focused on getting you to the goal, whatever that is. And they are focused in stretching you so that you can reach the potential that they know you have. So that's
Mhm.
what's been you've been stirring up in me.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I most certainly agree. Casey, the one has entered into the chat. I just wanted to acknowledge you as one of our honorary cousins. So glad that you decided to hang
Hey.
out with us and share the space. And we always like to tip our hat to one of our male cousins that has entered into the space. So we're so glad that you decided to hang out with us tonight. Thank you
Hmm.
for deciding to share the space.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
yes, good coaches are definitely not nice. Whew, Lord have mercy.
Lord of mercy.
Yeah. Yes.
Whew.
I mean, and one thing I could say, as it pertains to me, I tend to be no nonsense. A lot of times, I mean, of course, I love to laugh, and I'm going to laugh at some point in time. I'm going to crack a joke. I'm going to say something that's out of this world. But it's the thing of I want a person to know how serious I am about their success, how
Yeah.
serious I am about them succeeding, um, whatever area or of issue that may have arose or what have you. Just I'm like, I want you to get it. I want you to have this. I want you to be able to navigate whatever the space is. And I take it seriously. And so it may come across somebody that's mean, that's in their feelings, about how something is brought to them. I could be a bit abrasive. And while that abrasiveness is not necessarily so I could just be rough towards you, but it's more so a thing but I'm serious about you and I
Yeah.
want you to get this seriously, you know.
Yep,
This is
yep.
Boss Way. I see you in the Chapmans. I appreciate you coming into the space, and we just want to acknowledge you as one of our honorary cousins as you come into the
Hey.
space. Thanks for deciding to hang out with us tonight. Appreciate you much.
Joe said a good coach is gonna pull your edges back, elevate
Oh,
me to you. Said that's why I ain't play sports much. Say you ain't
oh,
gonna
that
talk
is
to
so
me like
nice.
that. That can be me. Yolanda says coach will challenge you and push you, but it's all love. Yep, yep, yep,
Hmm.
yep, yep,
Yes, it is all love. The love for the game of life. The love for
yes,
seeing you succeed in that game. The love for being able to give you something that worked for me or that will work for you. Because sometimes I'm not in the space where I can use this. I'm not jumping up into the rafters to go get no ball. But if you got the you know, athleticism to be able to do so, by all means, go for what you know. But at the same time, I tell you, don't do that too many times because I don't want you to injure yourself where you can no longer play the game. And it's about
yep,
knowing where your
yep,
limitations are. And
yep,
because of the vantage point of the coach, they can see you're going to hurt yourself.
yep,
You don't want to do that too many more times because that next time you hurt yourself may be permanent.
yeah.
Because very
Want you
much
to
so.
keep being able to play the game. I also think it's
Yeah.
funny, just the timing, right? Sometimes synchronicity.
Mm,
Yesterday, I watched this live, and the gentleman who was doing the live recommended that the people watching the live that we read this book, or actually listen to this book, because I think you can listen to it on YouTube for free, called The Game of Life and How to Play It. And
mm-hmm,
I was so tickled because one thing that I've been saying to myself is I want to get back to my light-hearted way of living, right? I
mm-hmm,
tend to have a childlike energy, and it
mm-hmm,
has served me well, right? To remain in a space of innocence and to be excited and delighted by life. And life
mm-hmm,
has given me some interesting hits, you know what I mean? Which is
mm-hmm,
probably why we're sitting up here talking about pivoting. Um, but I was so excited when he said to read this book because I used to say all the time, life is a game I love playing.
mm-hmm.
And I realized that life has gotten maybe a little too serious for me. And in some
Wow.
ways, I think I've started to take it more seriously than I need to. And so I love just the imagery of what you're saying tonight. Life as this game. Like life is whatever you are going to make it out to be, right? You determine it with your attitude. But I want to have the attitude again where life is just, it's a game. It's fun. I enjoy it. I'm playing. I am I'm having good experiences. And even when I trip up, I'm still having a good experience overall.
Mhm,
I was
mhm.
just thinking about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
You looking at what
Casey the
which
one.
uh-huh, I saw that just a moment ago.
Hmm.
KC said some people play the game but don't know how to play in coaches some coaches coach the game but don't know how to coach. Um
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, some know how to play but can't coach. And some
Hmm.
coach but can't play.
That is
Um
also true.
but if it's one thing that I could say about coaches is their ability to play is not necessary.
Hmm.
They don't have to be on the court. Matter of fact, they're on the sideline the whole game.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there's no need for them to even come to you unless you hurt. I do not see coaches of football games, basketball games, soccer, or anything come out there on there unless something's going on. I can understand that intimate instruction. They're like, what are you
Right.
doing? But I'm talking about the yeah. But I'm talking about the thing of what's normal for a coach is to watch what they already taught you come out in play.
Yep.
And if necessary, give you some pointers if they see that you're frustrated. If they see your mindset has shifted, like if morale has lowered in your life in some kind of way,
Hmm.
because sometimes life will hit you hard and
Yeah.
you can really
Life
feel
be
like you're
swinging
losing. And
sometimes.
yeah, and you may not feel like I'm on the upswing of things, but the coach knows how to speak to you in that place, even though you can feel like you're losing or you're not scoring as many points. You're not
You know,
getting as
I
much
want to
accomplished.
I want to go back to that point you were making because that really resonated with me
Mm.
about how coaches really dang it, it was right there. Don't do this to me, squirrel. You had made a statement and I really wanted to hold on to it about, can you remind me of what you just said? Like it was like a minute ago.
About coaches
Coaches.
not having to know how to play the
Ah,
game.
no,
Oh,
coaches watching you do what they have already taught you to do.
yes,
Coaches that it has a good coach understands because I think part of coaching is education, right?
yes.
So they understand how much you're comprehending, what you're taking in, what
Mhm,
you're able to do based on what they taught you. And a good coach trusts that you can carry out the strategy that y'all
mhm,
already discussed. And I
mhm,
think this is how a coach becomes a good coach because that's when the coach is not a crutch.
mhm,
They've done their job. So then when you're
mhm,
out there playing the game, like you're saying, they don't have to do too much. They just have to pop in when necessary. Maybe it's to boost the morale. Maybe it's to, redirect you, shake you up, whatever, point out something you're not seeing. But they don't have to micromanage you because a
mhm,
good coach trusts that you have what it takes to carry out the plan.
mhm, mhm. Yes. Um, it's no different than a teacher. Teacher ain't talking to you during the test.
Mm-mm.
They trust that the information that they already taught you,
Mm-hmm.
that which
Mm-hmm.
they've already
Mm-hmm.
spoken to you, those things, those lessons that they went over and over and over again, that
Mm-hmm.
they've instilled in you, at some point has to come into play when you're tested. When the strength of what
Mm-hmm.
they taught you is tested, they trust that you'll remember what they say. Danielle says a good teacher never speaks when the students are taking a test. I ain't
Yeah,
even
I
see
was
that.
saying that at the same time. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
literally, she was typing it while you were saying it.
mhm. They know what they taught you. Excellent insight, ladies. Thank you, Danielle. Look at this. Joe
Layups.
said layups still get the job done. Too many 3 pointers hurt my wrist. I got to reach for it, but I never want to overdo it. Whew. She said something there because a lot of times it is the little things that get you there.
Yep.
It's the little
Yep.
things. It's the matter of fact, you work on the little things and you're hoping for a big moment. But the
Man.
little things is what get you there. It's the little things that help you to maintain.
Well,
You about to say?
going back to what you were saying, right? One of the
Mm-hmm.
little things is the pivot. It's not
Mm-hmm.
even always about shooting and scoring. It's not
Mm-hmm.
always about getting those rebounds. Sometimes the littlest
Mm.
thing, which can be the biggest thing, is that pivot you were talking about.
Oh, I'm going to go into that in just a moment. As soon as I acknowledge Brandon of Palm Beach, so glad that you decided to come into this space. I just want to acknowledge you as one of our honorary cousins. Welcome you into this space. So glad you decided to hang out with us tonight.
What up, cuz?
I want to go
Okay.
into what we were talking about, was Cuz was just making mention of, which is the pivot. Um, mm, By a studio, because what good is faith that has never been tested? David said, "Now I have approved these weapons. Where is my slingshot? Game day is test day, and
Mm-hmm.
it is." Let me tell you something about this pivot though, because this has been the we have talked about so many things as it pertains to the coach, as it pertains to the teammates, as it pertains to those that we see that are our colleagues, those that we are arm in arm with in this journey as we attempt to finish our goals, as we meet our try to meet the standards that we have set for ourselves. One thing that I could say is when it comes to the pivot, it's about having one foot down, which gives you the ability to move, just not forward nor backward. You're able to do a spin. You're able to be in one place and navigate that one place to keep you from fumbling the ball, number one, which is from walking away from the goal that's set or dropping the thing that's going to help you score in life. Let me pause 1 second. She said, Justin L said, the little things in both directions. It is often lack of discipline and the small things that knocks you off your square. What ends up as a flood started out as a puddle. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the thing about the pivot is that I was talking about is when you get to the place of pivot, it is acknowledging that you have made it to a place that you can't go any further. You have made it to a place that you can't, there's nowhere to go back to. As a matter of fact, you're stuck. You're not so stuck that you can't do any moving, but the
Mm-hmm.
movements in which you do, you're only able to do as far as your own ability and the space you have been given in that finite place or space that you've been given to moving. And it's the place of your opposition.
Mm.
It's the thing that you're faced with that does not allow you to go any further. It is
Mm.
the thing that though you have been moving, though you
Mm-hmm.
have been active, though you have been going forward, you only meet your pivot when your opposition keeps you from scoring, keeps you from completing the things that you have set before you.
Mm.
I talk about this pivot because sometimes we have to assess who our opposition is on the court.
Yep.
And it could be a number of things and people that opposition represents.
Yes.
In the familial scope, it could be your sisters and brothers.
For some of us, it could be our mothers and fathers.
That is so correct. And because this is the thing about the pivot, there are things that you have an ability to do that you've been working out well, that you've been doing well. That's how you got from one end of the court to the other.
Mm-hmm.
All of that took your skill, all of that took your know-how, all of that took talent, all of that took time, all of that, took energy and everything. But then you stop.
Mm-hmm.
And you stop because you've been forced into a situation outside of your control that does not allow you further movement. Oh, Corey, I see you. Just wanted to acknowledge you as one of our honorary cousins. So glad you decided to hang out with us tonight. Thank you. And
Hey,
welcome to the
cuz.
space. Hey, cuz. Um, and so what I want to say about the opposition is the opposition keeps you from seeing yourself getting to your goal. When you're playing basketball, you see the person, and I always say I'm trying to keep it where basketball is mainly because if you've ever seen a game being played and it seemed like the person is getting double teamed, sometimes it's about the person getting double teamed. Sometimes it's just one person that got them cut off in a corner somewhere where they can't shoot. They're
Mm-hmm.
blocked in. They've stopped their motion, and all they could do, they can move one foot, but they can't move the other. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody that can't. I don't know nobody that can move without moving both feet. I don't know anybody that can run without running with both feet. So that
Yeah.
one foot that's down is keep you grounded. You're not buried. You're not laying down. You're not unalived, but you can't go. You
Yeah.
can't move, and
Got pause.
you got to pause, and your vision is
Mm-hmm.
obstructed.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you must assess who's there for you. You got teammates. You got people in your life that are playing the same game you playing, going
Yeah.
along life just like you are. They have their issues too. And when they can get free from their own situation, they'll try to come in and help you. But it's a finite window. They can only help you for so long before another issue arises in their own life. And then they have to tend to that. There are so many people that we can look at and feel like you should have been there.
Mm.
I was trying to be there, but this happened to me.
Yep. Right.
I was there with you the whole time. We both
Yep.
came over, half court together. But somebody pushed me in this direction and I couldn't get to you.
Yes.
And so in that moment you pause and you like, okay, I can't depend on that person. And it's still hard to see. Because let me tell you something about this pivot. The pivot
Mm-hmm.
not only makes it hard for you to see your goal, it also makes it hard to see who's there for you. Because in
Yep.
this space, while you are looking for help, it's not easily perceived, it's not easily seen who's actually there for you. I hope y'all getting this.
No, I think I get exactly where you're coming from, and I'm envisioning it right. Like
Mhm.
watching basketball, see somebody way up, in the corner getting hemmed up, and I'm even thinking about the spectators, right? Because you can't see who's there for you, but you hear a lot of noise. You hear a
Yeah,
lot of noise a lot of
yeah.
times when you're in those corners and you are
Mhm.
hemmed up by life and you don't see your people and you can't hear your coach, but you hear a lot of noise.
Mhm. Mhm. Let me pause for a second and acknowledge out the pit. I see you, sir. So glad that you decided to hang out with us. We want to acknowledge you as one of our honorary cousins into the space. So glad you decided to take a moment to hang out with us tonight.
Hey, cuz.
Got another male cousin in the space.
Hey, let the
Ooh,
man bring it in.
But wait, pivoting also has a time limit season if you make. Yes. These folks,
It does.
they telling the story better than I can. But that's the thing about being in the pivot. You got a deadline to meet that goal. You have a deadline. Time is approaching. Time is running out. I ain't got all day to be
Mhm.
here.
Mhm.
Not only
Mhm.
that, you have all of the, and I want to go back to the point that you just made about all that noise. It's a lot of people
Mhm.
that will root for you, but ain't got a hand, a finger, a wrist, a feet, or nothing that they can offer you for your situation. You can do it. You are,
Whew.
man. Can't nobody do it. If you can't do it, no one can. They got the pom poms out for you. The cheerleaders got the pom poms out for you.
You in the trenches.
You in the trenches, high
Whew.
fiving each other as they watch you stuck in your pivot.
Mm. And what about the spectators for the other team? Because everybody ain't cheering you on either.
Ooh, that's another thing about the noise that you hear. Everybody
Hmm.
ain't cheering for you in this noise. And you can get distracted by either. You can get
Hmm.
distracted by the people who are there hollering, you can do it. You're wonderful. Oh, I can't wait till you get out of this hole you in because you're going to be the best thing ever as soon as you get out of there. Then you have the people that are like,
Boo.
boo, unalive them. I can't wait. I hope you break your ankle in the corner. And this is the thing because I'm bringing it back to the familiar space. How
Come
many
on.
people know about your situation, can see it from a distance, but ain't got a hand in it? They got negative things to say about you. Some got
Hmm.
positive things to say about you, but they
Hmm.
ain't got nothing they can add to your situation.
Yeah, still ain't finna help.
You
Oh, I
sitting
love you
over there in
though.
the pivot talking about shut up talking to me is not going to help you. There's no there's no need to even pay the crowd any mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Yep.
she's saying
Yep.
something. Either way, it's a distraction. On leads to pride, the other leads to depression. Stay focused. Because again, if you the thing about being in the pivot is again, it's a time sensitive event.
Yep.
It's a time sensitive space. You don't have all day to
Nope.
do whatever it is you're going to do. You need your help to appear quickly, but you got to have the patience to wait on the help to be perceived, to wait on them to come into a place where you can either hear it, because sometimes your help is right there, but you're so busy listening to the crowd.
Yep.
They could be clapping their hands like, come on, give it to me. Let me help
Yep.
you. Give it to me. Let me go further with this and let you reset so I can give it back to you.
Yep.
Sometimes we have people in our lives, in our familial spaces, because we still talk about family. This is my cousin. This is two cousins, one couch, and y'all are cousins. So I need y'all to look at this from a cousin's perspective. Sometimes the help that's coming is waiting on you to recognize that they are help.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens internally is you were supposed to be in this spot when I needed help and you weren't there. You were
Yep.
supposed to be in that spot to help, but you weren't in your spot, which made it hard for the other person to be in their spot. Therefore, neither one of y'all was any help to me. That's the attitude that we take. And it's so hard because you can't think about what you've been taught because there's so much going on. You hear the noise, you getting slapped on the hand by by the opposition that's so close to you, you could barely see around them. You can't see over them. You know, you can't see under them, of course. They're right there. But there will be pierces of light where you'll see someone run across that is familiar to you. You'll
Mm-hmm.
see someone bypass you. It's like, oh, I think I think some help is on the other side of this. Sometimes we have to take the time to look through the peephole,
Mm-hmm.
through the little moment sliver of time that you have to see where that help is so you can receive it for yourself.
And I just want to pause for a second because I also think it's important to think about how, when you're in those moments, and we know, like you said, it's finite, right? You can't be in
Hmm.
a pivot that long, you're on a timer. But what
Hmm.
happens when we're in the pivot? Oftentimes, because we're feeling like we're getting hemmed up by life, it feels like somebody just hits a big pause button. You ever notice when you're going through some real shit, like it seems like you are stuck?
Hmm.
That pivot that pivot doesn't always seem so temporary. Sometimes those moments of pivot can really feel like you ain't never finna get up out of this thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right? And you got the noise, you got the spectators, and not just the spectators in front of you.
Hmm.
Because let's say your team hasn't been winning a lot lately, right?
Hmm.
So now you're carrying the memories of former spectators. You're carrying the memories of what was said about you and your game. You have an internal track playing in your head that oftentimes is louder than even what the spectators in front of you are saying. It's louder than what your teammates are saying. It's louder than what your coach is saying. Because when you got that diss track playing and it
Hmm.
sounds like all the mistakes you've ever made in life,
Hmm.
all things that have been said about you, by
Hmm.
people that you hope would have your back. Because, if we're talking about family, we know that a lot of trauma gets passed down the bloodline,
Come on.
whether intentionally or unintentionally.
Uh huh.
So sometimes when you're in the middle of that pivot and life is really coming for you and you really trying to get up out of there. It can feel like you are in this place where you are under attack, just under attack by your own mind. And
Mhm.
sometimes your mindset is the opposition.
Yes. You over there cooking. And I'm
Yeah, I was just
telling you,
thinking about it, man. Yeah, go ahead, cuz.
but that's the thing about opposition. What does that opposition actually represent? And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it is about you being so in tune to your own frailty,
Mm-hmm.
you being so self-aware or self-conscious about where you fall short, that you
Mm-hmm.
don't think you can make it, that
Ding.
you don't think you can get past this point. And so, and that's another thing about the trauma of everybody losing. It ain't just you on the team. Everybody losing.
Right. No, we be forgetting sometimes we ain't the only one.
Yes. We are not the only ones in this. Uh-oh.
I think we need to. Yeah, go ahead, cuz. Oh, you're
No.
up.
Go.
Hey, cuz.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I said, uh-oh. What you about to say
Uh,
though, cuz? I
I
don't want you to lose your
I was
thought.
gonna say, I really wanted to just stop right here for a second because I mean, this conversation, as per usual, our conversation just be going where they be going, and I love that. Um, but I really want to stop and just acknowledge anybody who is in this living room with us, wherever you are in the living room with us. I want to acknowledge you if you have been feeling hemmed up for a long time. I want you to be acknowledged because I know what's going on in the world right now. And I know what a lot of us are carrying. And I know that we are in a room right now with a lot of people who have a lot of power. Even when we were welcoming everybody in, there's a lot of collective power in this room. And I think it's important to acknowledge that. So if you are a person who has been getting hit back to back to back to back. And maybe it didn't just happen for a couple of months. Maybe you've been getting hit for a couple years. Maybe you've been getting hit for decades, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to know you are not alone in that. I think it's so important for us to understand that we are never alone, even when it feels like we're alone, even when we can't see coach, teammate, even when the spectators don't seem like they're on our side, even when it seems like the opposition is on every side, we are never alone. I don't know why that came in up in me to say, but I know that sometimes we can get to talking about things and it can get really heady and you can get kind of lost in the metaphors. But it's people out here feeling real
Mm-hmm.
shit, going through real things, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
just want to make sure that we're speaking to the real people who have decided to join us as honorary cousins because that's what me and Tina be doing. We cousins, yeah, we laugh, we joke, a lot of trash gets talked but man, we be on the phone. We shed tears together many times.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? We have seen each other in some not very glamorous positions.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are someone who is feeling hemmed up in life right now and it's not looking glamorous, right? This ain't gonna go on your highlight reel.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody finna interview you after the game right now for
Mm-hmm.
winning. If you are in that position right now, we just want you to know you are not alone. You are protected. It might not feel like it, but like someone was so gracious to mention earlier, there is a timer on the pivot. You won't be here forever.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, cuz.
Um, well, your cousin, my mother, has stepped into the chat. Uh, and she said, sometimes the Lord is trying to get you to shoot the shot. Trust yourself. He's got your back. He's under the net, waiting on you to make the move.
Bust a move.
Mm-hmm. Um, which I most certainly agree. That sometimes it is about making that shot, regardless to how we feel about our own selves. But I also wanted to
Mhm.
piggyback on something that you just said a minute ago about not being alone. which is something I had touched on just before you started speaking. You're not in this alone. You know,
Mm-mm.
there are so many people who go through things who feel like they're the only one going through what they're going through. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times, while it may seem like an isolated event for you personally, you know, because we take things the way we take them, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not erasing the fact that you're going through. So much as there are people that have been through what you have gone through and have come out on the other side. Your experience is not alien to the human experience.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And so there are people that can speak to what you're experiencing, that can give you
Mm-hmm.
hope, that can let you know that, hey, I went through that too, and I'm still
Mm-hmm.
here.
And
And it's not just about playing a game, it's about how you're living life. Because
I
in
love that and because I'm just stuck on that and because I'm just seeing how with every pivot there's always an and.
yes, 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 you're going through it, and there's help available.
Yeah.
You feel stuck, and you still have motion where you are. And where you are is teaching you something if you pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
It shows you a lot of times that your opposition, though it may be fierce, though it may be strong,
Mm-hmm.
it's still something you can navigate. It's still something that you can get around with the proper help
Mm-hmm.
if you seek the proper help
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because you're not in this alone. Somebody else sees you pivoting, looking for your help, and the help is coming. The help is there, and the help is coming.
Mm-hmm. The
And
help is
so,
there and the help is coming.
yes,
Ashe, I like that.
yes, yes, because sometimes we can feel like this person was going to help me or this person was helping me, and they're no longer there to help me anymore. That don't mean the help ain't coming.
Yep. Yep.
That
It
was
could
not
just
your
mean
only
that they
resource.
fulfilled their assignment.
Yep,
Yes. Resource, not
yes,
source. Resource.
resource.
Yes.
And so, it would be nice to be able to make that 3-pointer from, the edge of the court. That's cool. And then there are sometimes you just need a moment to reset. And that's what your help is there for.
Mm-hmm.
That moment to reset your footing, that moment to get a breather, because you've been toughing it out over there in the corner by yourself with all that opposition. And so, what I can say as it pertains to the pivot is that you need to recognize that as you continue to move in that small space that you're in, recognize the fact that your help is coming, recognize that you already have help, and remember the things you've already been taught.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, you still have the ability to learn in that pivotal moment.
Mm-hmm.
You learn about yourself. And yes, the clock is ticking. We acknowledge the clock is ticking. We feel it in our bodies. We can tell
Mm-hmm.
that the clock is
Mm-hmm.
ticking. But at the same time, with the clock ticking, the clock is ticking on your opposition too. That trouble won't last always. That situation won't be there forever. And even if that means that you got to reset and try this again, you still have the ability to get the help that you need. You still have the ability to receive it if you will. And there are people that could be there for you if you allow them to. Is there anything else you wanted to add, cuz?
I was just looking. I was looking at the chat, and I love what Out the Pit said. Your downfall and your uprise is inside of you. I
Yes,
love that
indeed.
because
Yes,
it's so
indeed.
true.
Mhm. Mhm. And you know what? And that's the thing that I think we kind of touched on about um I think it was something that what you call said Danielle, but about that whole matter of fact, you spoke to it about the internal wrestle that we have.
Mhm. Mhm.
Of remembering the past situations, that you've been in, and the circumstances and the losses that you've taken over and over and over, whether they've been days, or weeks, months, or years, even decades of losses, does not necessarily mean that you won't survive this moment.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so, if you have it in your mind that you won't make it,
Yep. Oh, let me go back, right?
go
Because
ahead.
there was something that let me see if I can find it. I think Abide was talking about yep, they played this one college and they put these three boys who was roasting them, talking about, you about to miss
Mm-hmm.
because you missing the last row of your braids and how they lost so bad.
Hmm.
Right? Evidence of what you over
I
here
saw
speaking
that
about right
early.
now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because sometimes we can allow what people say to get to us internally.
Hmm.
That whole thing of you ain't gonna never be nothing just like your daddy. It's like, whoa, 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 wait. It always stuff like all the negative comments and commentary that people have told you always shows up when you're at your lowest.
Oh yeah. Oh
When you're the
yeah.
most frustrated, when things seem to be going haywire and left in your life, it's in that very moment you remember every negative word a person told you about
Every
you not being able to
word.
make it. Yes.
Verbatim.
Yes. You can
Verbatim.
remember the last time they told you that they was gonna come to your house. You remember when that negative thing they told you.
Whoo. That's the facts.
And for whatever reason, it stays highlighted in our minds, almost like a default setting. That
Hmm.
when I'm stressed, that's what I think about. It's how
Yep.
I can't. It's a reminder that I can't make it when I
Yep.
feel like I'm in a place that I don't want to be in.
Yep. Yep. And it's important to recognize whose voice you're listening to. Because sometimes when we hear that voice in our head, we think it's us. We think that that's how we think. When we're really just, our mind is reciting somebody
Hmm.
else's words. And that verbiage sounds like us because we heard it for so long and we've repeated it in our minds so many times that it becomes difficult to distinguish between those voices. And it's so
Hmm.
important. It's so important that we understand. Like sometimes I literally have to tell myself, no, that's not true. That's first of all, that's not even me. That's not mine. I reject that. That's not
Hmm.
no. I don't think like that. I'm not going to carry that because I'll hear something and it'll feel true because it feels familiar. And really, it was just some hating noise that I heard or something that my mama said when I was 10 because she was just at her wits' end and she lashed out on me and I ran with it like it was the truth.
Hmm.
Whew. Oh, yep. Right on time, right? Talking about mindset. Absolutely.
Hmm. 2026 already taught me the storm may not stop, but it's
Yep.
what you let keep your focus. I'm rising. Nothing is really different, but my mindset. The
Yes.
external is still doing what it do. I'm still rising though.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And it is so important to have the right uh uh think, number one, to know what to think on first and foremost. Because sometimes we have to be able to come to a place where we're like, I don't want to continue to dwell on the negative thing. What
Oh, I
are
love
your
this.
thoughts anchored upon?
Past is a place for reference, not reverence. Woo, I love that. I will not sit at the altar of my past.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, 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 mm.
Abide been coming through with all the gems tonight.
Let's go.
All gems, no fakery. No cubic zirconia in here.
No NutraSweet. No sweet and low.
Oh, wow. Yes, that's worship. We can worship negativity. It's meditation. That's just a thought.
Hmm.
And I'm not my thoughts.
Not my thoughts.
They, yeah, yes, the gems. I know they're coming through, but they come through. Um, and that's something that I think about. What are you thinking about?
Hmm.
What are you meditating on? What is it
Hmm.
about this space that you're in that causes you to automatically begin to put worth on the negative thing, worth on the thing that will cause you to feel bad. Think of yourself in a bad way. Look at your situation as being horrible, when in fact it's just
Hmm.
probably a teachable moment.
Hmm.
It's causing you to move in a way that you weren't moving at first. So you will stop
Hmm.
getting yourself in that situation in the first place. Because sometimes we be so busy going, going, and going and going because we just used to going, or we have the freeway to go, that when we come across a barricade, we don't know to take the exit. Don't keep going
Hmm.
down that road. Take another route instead of feeling like I'm at a dead end, unalived end, the end of no more. Whatever you want to call it. When I tell you YouTube be, you know what I'm saying, be with the chop suey with my words. But yeah, but that's what I mean. It's the thing of coming to a place where I must be conscious about what's in my conscience.
Hmm.
Because if I'm not thinking about the things that are pure, lovely, of a good report, true and honest, if I'm not thinking about those things, it could be something to come in derail me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be the situation to derail me. The situation is the situation, but my position in it can be detrimental. How I see it,
Yep.
what I'm perceiving in it, what I think about it could be my biggest
Yep.
downfall.
Absolutely.
Um, cuz
Hmm.
is there anything else you want to add? Cuz I'm running out. I'm running out.
No, I think we got where we were going with this one. I feel pretty
Mhm.
good about the words that we have spoken.
I know, right? Hey, Senna, so glad that you decided to hang out with us tonight. We want to acknowledge you as one of our honorary cousins coming into the space. So glad
Hey,
that you were able to
cuz.
kick it with us. But we on our way out the door. So if you don't
I'm
mind, be
telling you.
kind and rewind for the one time. You know, um, this is
Yeah,
hilarious. Go ahead, cuz.
I was gonna say I would love to, check in though with our honorary cousins and ask some questions just to
Mm-hmm.
kind of, check the temperature, see where we at.
Mm-hmm. Go right on.
Um, I want us to reflect on where in our life are we being asked to pivot? Where are we being asked to pivot? I know I got a good old fashioned pivot delivered to my doorstep a couple of days ago. So,
Mm.
and you don't have to share it in the chat if you don't want to, but I mean, if you want to, we allow that too. But let's think about, where are you being asked to pivot? And then I would also would like to ask, what are you holding on to that might be expired? What are you holding on to that might be expired?
Mhm.
And then one more question, and this is my favorite one. What feels scary but necessary?
Mm.
What feels scary but necessary? So those are some reflection questions that I thought would be good for us to sit with.
Mm. One of the first thing is I want to say, especially with that last question, know that the pivot is necessary. Know that that pause was necessary. Know that that change of direction was necessary, regardless to what opposition that you're facing, regardless to how it makes you feel like it slowed you down, it's keeping you from getting to your goal. It was necessary. What is it teaching you?
Hmm. Oh, that's my bestie. Go, best friend. That's my best friend. Me, Bell, has tuned in with us as we're on our way out. Welcome, welcome to Two Cousins, One Couch, and you can be our honorary cousin on tonight.
Definitely want to welcome you into the space, bestie, and recognize you as one of our honorary cousins. So glad that you decided to hang out with us as we are on our way out. But we so glad and hope that you, if you feel like it, you'll be kind to rewind one time. Uh,
Hmm.
wow. Scary but necessary. Do it afraid if you have to.
That's right.
Do it anyhow.
That's right. Scary but necessary.
Going alone can be a scary necessity. You go to the free throw line solo dolo. Yikes.
Okay.
That's your shot. That's your shot. Whew. Um, oh, I got to make mention of this though before we go. The referee, the people that we think have the power or we know have the power to recognize the foul things that are going on in your life. The ones that see you taking the hits, illegal or otherwise. The ones that see you stuck. The ones that have the power to call timeout. And
Mm.
sometimes they don't. These are the individuals that could come in and change the trajectory in your favor, but they don't. Not all the time, not in every situation. We can find ourselves really angry with people, especially don't let us be broke. Lord, we broke and we know somebody that got plenty of money rolling out of their socks. They ain't giving you nothing. Don't care nothing about your lint or your buttons in your pocket. But it's one of those things where it's like, but what if this pivot, this place that you've landed that has caused you to stop, does it mean that this is the time for them to intervene into your situation? But more so, it's a moment for you to figure out what's going on, to learn what needs to
Hmm.
be learned in the moment, because
Hmm.
everybody's not going to be able to continue to blow the whistle for your life.
Mm-mm. And I love what you said there, right? Because the pivot is for you.
It's for you.
It's for you.
Hmm.
It might not feel like it, but that pivot is for you. And I'm looking here, Mia Bell says, thinking about my teacher, Dr. Sandra Pye, who taught me, of course, clairvoyance. I was going to bring up metacognition earlier when you were talking, Tina,
Hmm.
who taught me in the sixth grade about metacognition, which is thinking about your thinking. It's a game changer. Gotta audit. Yes.
Whew. Maine, I see you. Appreciate you. Just want to acknowledge you as one of our male honorary cousins that have stepped into the place. We are on
Hey,
our way out
cuz.
the door, about to wrap it up, but we're so glad you decided to hang out with us a brief moment. Thank you for leaving. Oh, yes, of course. Leave a brief comment after a live stream and short videos. Thank you
Thank you,
so much,
thank you,
man.
thank you, thank you.
He's the one that called me the chicken biscuit of the South.
I love
And
that. That makes
yeah,
sense.
because he know I'm good in country. Um, and so I'm so glad that you decided to hang out with us these few moments. And I'm about to wrap this up now. Did you have any more final thoughts before I end this? I would have thought.
Um, nope. I was just gonna say if you want to hear some more live content, I will be on IG. I think next Sunday at 9 p.m. with my girl Joe, who has been our honorary cousin tonight. We have a show on IG called Relationships and Shit. You want to talk about some kind of unorthodox approaches to relationships? Feel free to tune in with us on IG. You can follow me at the Black Love Permissionist. And no, that's about all I got, cuz you can go ahead and take us home.
Um, we have been discussing the pivot. We have been discussing the game of life. We have been discussing who your teammates are. We have been discussing who these people are as it pertains to your family, whether it's your chosen, whether it's your blood, whether it's a culmination of the two or an amalgam of all sorts of things. You know who your family is. I say today to you to recognize that as we have called this the pivot, the place of our lives that has caused us to pause in this game called life. That is not so much a game, but it most certainly has game components. I ask you to consider, who do you have around you that you can depend on? I ask you to consider, who are the coaches in your life? I ask you to consider not listening to the crowd. That includes the people that are cheering you on with their pom poms out, nor listening to the opposition, the noise that say, boo, you ain't gonna make it. And I hope you fail. Instead, I admonish you, I ask of you, I request of you that you take a moment to consider that there's enough on the inside of you to make it if you're willing to tap in. Reconsider the things that you're thinking about that cause you to dwell on the negativity instead of paying attention to the lessons that you can learn in the pivot. I pray that all of you all have gotten something out of what was said tonight, what was shared tonight, and make your pivot your pivotal moment as it catapults you towards success. As you lean on those that you can lean upon for your help, take it every moment you can to glance at what's before you and not just what's in front of you.
Hmm.
But that's it. Or as
Well
you
then.
say, I am complete.
Okay. I am also complete.
With that being the case, we appreciate all of you all who have decided to hang out with us tonight. Thank you all for hanging out with your cousin, Tina Mo for show.
And your cousin Goze, the Black Love Permissionist.
And as I would say on any other day of the week, of the month, of the year, thank y'all for coming out. Blessings, peace, good night.
Good night.
Bye.